I think the next one in the list is Annabus Youngblood Zombie. The new Youngblood song. I haven't heard it yet. You know, ever since I started a channel, there's been some artists that I have like not been like on the drop. Because normally, if they put something out, I'm listening to it right away. And Youngblood's been one of those artists for me for a hot minute now, because I've been around since the beginning. I have been around since the beginning days. I kind of already miss the skirts you know what I mean? I kind of miss those days already. Like, you know, we're in like new age era. You know what I mean? With the Yungblud fandom right now, which is cool. You know, we gotta go through some times and changes and all that, but maybe one day we'll bring the skirt back. You know what I mean? When I saw him live, he was wearing the skirt, and it was fire. He was doing all the shots of beer when he'd go back to the back and throw the cup and shit. Oh man, he's such a rock star. He's such a fucking badass. Shout out to Annabus for the request. I definitely appreciate you, friend. Let's check out the new song, Zombie.
Spaceship to the moon, but we'd crash. It wouldn't last, 'cause the world is just a figment of the fools, a blank stare. They don't care.
That part right there at the end where the girl could see like her angel wings, that shit was pretty fire. I thought that was really sick when you could see when she was like sitting in like the bathtub. How far back was that? Yeah, this shot right here, like with the mirror, with the wings and all that. The first thing that I thought of was, man, God, this is like a lot more on the heavier side, than what I guess I'm somewhat used to. The description on the video, it says right at the top, it just says a love letter to nurses. That's it. That's all it says. Then everything else is the listen here, listen there. And the video concept, I think, is definitely, it's beautiful in so many ways. Because I think that it shows and highlights a lot of the side of the health industry that these people go through and how heavy it is to just be around it all the time. Like, you know, I think a lot of times when people think of like, oh, I want to go into some of these kinds of these careers and do these kinds of lines of work, they think about all the positive side of it, about how they get to help people and help take care of people when they need it the most, right? But there's a lot of shit that like it's hard and difficult and it's hard to see. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm like, can you imagine where you're in a place where you're constantly kind of like watching people slowly either die or just get bad news or just really need somebody to help them out? You know, you have to, you know, there's so many factors around all of that. And I don't think that we do a good enough job really overall of really appreciating the people who work in these industries, because they deal with a lot. You know what I mean? Like I told people a lot of times, like, you know, one of the big reasons why I didn't want to be a cop when I got out of the military was because the war was over there, not here. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's how I equated it in my mind, as long as I'm not there, I don't have to worry about it like that. But police officers have to deal with wartime stress in their daily lives the same way that the way that we like are around death and see death that way. Nurses and people in the healthcare industry are around that every single day. It's not a war zone, but they're watching people die, and that affects people. Like I said, just seeing, and then even people you don't even know, just being around it, it takes a toll on you. It does, because like I said, I can equate that to military and or police officers and how they see and are around death, but we don't think about it like that at all when it comes to the healthcare workers who like almost daily are seeing a lot of times that stuff, especially depending on which part of the health industry you work in. I always felt bad for, like, you know, I remember when I would go visit my Nana in the nursing home, and I just felt bad for all those people in there, because all those people in there are just so miserable and they're so sad and they're at the end of their lives. They could barely move and they feel like nobody cares about them. And every single one of those people that worked in there, they got treated like shit by every single one of those people. And I felt so bad for those people all the time. But they voluntarily doing that. They're voluntarily choosing to work in those places where they're knowing that they're going to get treated like shit by these people, because they know that they're not really mad at them. There's a lot of thanklessness that goes on in that industry. And I think that it's really great that somebody like Yungblud even just highlight that just even through the video concept of this. You know what I mean? The other thing that I thought of, maybe on the lighter side of life, was we've come a long way from super dead kids and super dead friends. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely not super dead kids. It's so much more serious. It's so much more serious. He has always had like a very mature sound in his repertoire. I think he has, even from the very first album, there's been songs on there where he's just like, damn, like, you know, he's got it. He's got it. But again, some of my favorites from Yungblud are the ones that are just a little bit more on the upbeat side of life. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think that this song is really important. I think that it's great that he's the one who went out here and created this. And I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's great for his career. I think it's great for the people who needed to hear this song. And again, like I said, I'm just a fan, so I'm going to support him really no matter what he does. And when that album comes out, Idols, I think it's called, I'm going to be on it. I'm going to be on it. That's how I am. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a fan of Yungblud, just period. So it's exciting to see the success that he has gained in what I consider to be such a relatively short period of time. So I think he's finally getting some of that recognition that he finally deserves. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to appreciate Anna again for the request. Just shout out to her for being one of those wonderful people who work in the health industry. You know what I mean? She talks to us a lot about what she does in the Discord and stuff like that. And, you know, she's just one example of one person in the healthcare industry that works in one town in this great wide world. But I know that she's not the only one. You know what I mean? So definitely want to appreciate her for what she does day in and day out, not only for the Foxtrot family, but for her community that way. So definitely want to appreciate her. That's all I got. Thanks. Be kind to a stranger. I really can't talk today. Be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.